Hello everybody. Just want to do a kind of a little bit of an unboxing, which I've kind of already opened up the boxes. Now, this set in use can be seen on General Splatton's channel, where he kind of does a full review on this product. And as you can see, I've already opened it up. I kind of sluttered the box a little bit trying to get in. I think I might have tried opening the wrong end. So here's this, and underneath their system, bring out the booklet. It tells you that basically you're going to do a base coat, a light, which is actually a mixture, and then you're going to do a second highlight, then you're going to do the shadows. And these markings up here help you make sure that you're getting the right bottles. And here's some of their outer product lines. Flesh that's supposed to be really good as well. So, if you look at the bottles, as I'm putting them down, I'll be amazed if I actually get these in the right order. Of course, they're going to roll on me. Not too worried about getting them in the exact right order. I'd just be impressed if I did. Yeah, so close. So if you look at each bottle, I've already opened these up. Put paint on the tips. Put a agitator inside. The bottles, when you open them, they actually have a piece of plastic just like the Scale 75, where you need to take a nail, paper clip, something hard and not as pliable as like a toothpick. I don't think a toothpick would work with how much pressure I had to put on these to pierce that plastic so that way you can get the paint out. So here's first highlight, second highlight. That's your base. That's first shadow, second shadow, and rolling out of the camera is third shadow, which is the darkest of all of them. Nice thing, if you look, is if you lose the booklet in the box, this right here gives you the legend, and it tells you all of the correct order. It tells you all the correct order as well, so that way you can make sure you're not missing any of the paints, or that you're using them in the correct order, just in case you do for some reason forget. The one thing I did find that's kind of interesting is the paints themselves don't have an actual color on them. So it just tells you that it's from the black paint set, and it's this shadow color, and then it has the legend. But if you look, nowhere on here does it tell you I'm this color, which is kind of disappointing, because then you're going to have to figure out in their paint line which one of these colors it would be, if they even have this in the normal paint line where you can buy the individual bottles. I don't know. That would be something I'd have to look more into. But I'm going to pick these paints up real quick so that you can kind of see what they look like. So there goes to the highlights from the base. Not much of a huge difference. Of course, the lighting isn't even amongst all of it, because the light is kind of coming up. It's coming up and down, as you can see from up here. So it's kind of a little off. Plus, I have this light from over here, so it's not 100% accurate. But there's the black set. Now, these actually have a very interesting smell, and I can't place the smell, but it has an interesting smell. It's probably the nicest smelling paints I own. Worst smelling paints that I have are actually these war paints. They stink. Now, interestingly enough, I ended up getting the war paint technicals which I haven't used yet. I got slime and blood. And these actually had no smell to them. Now, my bottles here, if you kind of look, these are red caps. I sprayed dark gray and white at the caps so that I could put the paint on and help keep hold on them. Now, if you look, see, here's the turquoise, blue turquoise, and it gives you the code for that paint. I did the same thing for the cap as well. But these, like I said, they don't have that. They just tell you, hey, I'm the shadow and I'm Andrea color. So it's quite interesting that it does it that way. I have an orange as well, French orange. It's a nice color. It's kind of more like a carrot color. And here's a yellow color that I also picked up, yellow ochre. And then I also picked up a metallic paint from them. This is bronze. And there's that color on the cap. It's a nice color, nice bronze. And then I also got, which you might have just seen a hint of, the yellow set. And it's the same thing, base coat, light, light, then shadow, shadow, shadow. Here's it on a model. And now these paints are meant to be brushed or airbrushed on. So all these paints will work in your airbrush. It has the same thing. They kind of give you a little swath of it up top of what their colors are going to look like. See, yellow tones used for brush or airbrush. It's the same thing for the black. It has the little booklet as well. It does the same exact thing as the black. It gives you the same thing that's on the box. So this way you don't have to keep the box if you don't want to. Once again, product placements, blends, paints, paint sets, individual paints. And let's go ahead and grab the yellow set up front. I'm gonna pop these off to the side. Alright, so let's see here. Second highlight. These are shadows. That's third highlight. Base coat. First highlight. Now this one, as you can see, has more highlights and less shadows. First shadow, third shadow. So here's your base coat, which is actually a pretty nice yellow. It's kind of a little bit more orange. Doesn't really look like that on camera, but it's actually kind of a little bit more orange in real life, and kind of brownish. Then you have this yellow, and then this pure yellow, which out of all the yellows, this is truly the most yellow looking color of all the yellows. Now this is a little bit more brown and orange. I'd say more brown than orange, but it's still a little bit darker. This is darker, much more brown, but still has that orange cover to it. Now this is a much more brown color. It probably does have orange in it somewhere, but to my eye, it's more of a brown color than anything else for that third shadow. And as you can see, it keeps the same coating system. Right, yellow paint set. See, like, it doesn't tell you that, hey, I'm this color in the normal base set. And then it has the legend once again, so you can make sure that you're using the paints in the right thing. Now, I doubt you have to go base coat, light, light, shadow, shadow, shadow. If you want to do your shadows and then lay in your highlights, you can do that. If you want to just put your highlights in, so doing the highest highlight and then work all your way down to your shadows, you can do that too. You don't have to follow the guidelines that they give you. And as you can see, they're a cream textured acrylic paint, water-based, shake well before use, greater coverage capacity, fast drying, waterproof, non-flammable, non-toxic. These do lay down well. I've kind of played with them a little bit, plus getting them on the caps. which I just use straight from the bottle. I kind of go a little bit thick, so I don't want to put a bunch of coats on, just to get a little color swath on there so I can look at my paint rack and figure out what I want to use real quick. But they do move nicely on the palette. So at this time I don't have any models to show you. I've kind of just played with them a little bit on my palette over here, just to see what they're like, and on the caps. So at this time, this is where I'm going to be at with this review. I just kind of want to show you the product, maybe spur some interest if you're maybe looking into a paint set. Now, these aren't cheap at all, so they're probably more around the scale 75 Citadel paint price point per bottle. But these kits do make it a little bit more affordable. Now, I got these in the United States, and they're probably a little bit easier to get in Europe. These are 17 milliliter bottles, so the price isn't too bad for how much you're going to get. Excuse me. Now, in the States, there's a company, Michigan Toy Company. They have their own website, and they have a Facebook channel, and they do sell this paint. And if you become a member of their website and you purchase these products, because they have an online store, they are a brick and mortar store. Now, you can't pick up GW stuff, unfortunately, because of laws that GW is kind of putting, or rules GW is kind of put in place. But if you're interested in these paints, they got Scale 75, they got Reverb, they got a lot of the other paint lines, and K Interactive, and a bunch of other ones. You can get 20% off on your products. So you can get a good deal. If you spend X amount of money, you're going to get free shipping. So if you're in the United States, you want to pick these up, and you want to pick them up a little bit cheaper than what maybe you can get on Amazon, if you can even find them on Amazon or eBay, that's definitely the route to go, is to go to that website, sign up, become a registered member for them, and then you can pick up these paints and get that discount, which makes it a lot cheaper. I got enough paint, so I got the free shipping, because I had to re-up on some colors. And I wanted to get the yellow set, because there is some stuff I'm going to be doing in yellow, and I have no yellow paints. So this helped get me that yellow. Plus, I wanted to pick up the black, because I have a gloss black, and I have a matte black, and that's it. And my non-gloss black is almost empty. So I figured, hey, what the hell, I'll get the set, and I'll see what it's like. General Splatton said it was a great set, so I'm going to give it a try. I doubt that he would have been off on that. So at this time, I'm going to end the video here. You guys have a great time. Happy hobbying.